Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for making time and clicking on my video and not somebody else's, because here we talk all things reselling, business, and mommy making money is the name of the channel, because I am in fact a mommy making money. I make the money in my family, and I support my family through a number of ways. I work full time. I've got a business, two things. I resell, which is another side business. Within our house, we have a room that we rent out on Airbnb. I also promote things on TikTok where I get affiliate commission. And then I also create content through YouTube and also stock videos and photos. But today we're going to talk about how I use Vinted to promote my business. Some of you might be reselling or selling clothes or shoes or electronics on Vinted, and that's fine. I do that too, but I also use this whole model to promote my own business. And this is something that has grown my business to over 65,000 in sales in the last 18 months alone. I also have over 21,000 in Vinted sales, which the count started less than 3 years ago. And all these side things make me enough money to pay for mortgage, which is quite substantial amount of money, the bills, and obviously any days out or any things that my kids need also come out, and the travel, which we're really big on travel. We love traveling. We're going to Lapland in just a couple of days, and yeah, so let's get a cuppa and sit down and talk. So life is really expensive now. In the UK and probably all over the world, we have high interest rates. We've got rising food prices. Anybody heard about the beef prices are going up? And that's fine. We all need to make a living. You know, the electricity is going up, the bills in general are going up, insurance is going up. And if you're stuck in the same job, getting the same wage, you're not able to pay for it. So my husband lost his job in January 2025. So that's almost 11 months ago, 10 months ago. He was made redundant, and no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't get a job. So I had to come out not with one side income. I had to create 5. And I'm not kidding. So yes, we had a room in a house. I had to rent that out to make some money for bills. And yes, I was a business owner, and I quit my full-time job to run my business part-time and progress full-time. But my business wasn't there yet. So what did I have to do? I had to go back to full-time job because I had to pay the mortgage. I was the breadwinner, and I was in a good position because the company where I work took me back into a different role, different team. But you know, and I was lucky enough that I'm remote. I've got some time in my day to take care of my businesses, to take care of Airbnb that I run. And lucky enough, we live in a very popular touristy place that there's high demand for rooms. Because as you know, travel is also getting expensive, and people don't want to give up traveling with something like we really missed during COVID. So yeah, cheap rooms, thumbs up, right? So why do you say? So I had a business that I was running, and then I sold my brand. I've built up a brand. It was a women's jewellery brand, and I was lucky enough, somebody, a Manchester-owned entrepreneur, he came and he bought it. He had shops and other brands, and he liked the sound of my one. It was a small, profitable brand, and he bought it. But I was left with all this stock that I had lying around, and then I thought, why not? So I already had a Vinted account, which I was using to sell my clothes, my shoes, my bags that I don't like, and my kids' stuff. So I thought to myself, well, I've got all this jewelry lying around. Why not list it on Vinted and see if somebody wants it? So I started to list all this leftover stock, and people were buying. They were just buying because even it was January and February, and I thought really, when I had my business, my jewelry only really sold in sort of September to January or September to Christmas. And then all of a sudden, I was using Vinted as a platform to sell my stock that I had no use for. I didn't have the brand. And then I started kind of ordering new samples. I said, well, there's nothing stopping me to actually start another brand and another store and another online store. I know the business. I know what I'm doing. I know what the demands are. I know what the trends are. I know how to run an online store. I have time. Yes, I've got 2 kids. Yes, they're 6 and 8. They're not in nappies. We've passed that. I was building the brand when they were still little, and I was working full time, and that was really hard. But I had a little bit of money to invest in my business, and I started ordering samples and testing them out on Vinted. So I would put a design out, and if I get like 20 likes, I know it's a winning design, or if I get a sale. So then I'll go and order 50 of those, and then I'll order 50 of the other designs. So literally testing on Vinted designs that I would order as like a samples. So you can go on Alibaba or any other Chinese manufacturer website, and you can order designs, and they don't cost much. So you can order designs that you think you like, or and you order 10 or 15 of those, test them out on Vinted. And so then I eventually did a website of the designs that were my best designs that are sold, and I invested some more, and boom, I had another brand. So I've got all the socials sorted, I've got all that. Then I started selling on TikTok and all of those. I've got an Amazon store going, but main business was on my website. So I wanted to build my website because I knew if I built my website, I could sell it again. It's worth something to somebody, and in the meantime, it's making me money. But advertising is really expensive. So if I advertise on Facebook or Google ads or TikTok ads, it's really expensive. So what do? Well, I have Vinted account, and I sell clothes and other jewelry. And every time I sell, there's an opportunity to promote my business, right? So every time I pack a parcel with an item that I sold on Vinted, I make sure I include this leaflet 10% off for my own shop, my own business. And that has proven being effective. It cost me £25 for 250 leaflets, just like that. And every time the person gets their item, not only they leave me a glorious review, they also get exposure to my own business, which drives traffic to my own website. So stay with me on this, okay? So you've got an online profile, and there's lots and lots of people using that little, that your small profile. You've got that little description, just like any app, whether it's Instagram. Think of Instagram. Lots of people use Instagram to promote their business, their blogs, their channel, whatever. But I was using that little section and a video to promote my business. So my jewelry business, so instead of having my photo there, I would put my logo there, right, in the profile picture. Instead of my tagline or selling all the beads, I would put the tagline of my business and the website of my business, the actual link. Every time I would list an item, and I'm going to be putting proof that this works from my Vinted account into this video, so and you could try it out yourself. So every time I would put an item, I would put the brand, not the brand but the actual website. So type in your website as a brand into that section. So every piece of jewelry, every piece of accessory I was putting out, I would put my website as the brand. Vinted creates a brand. It's a brand. You know, my brand is in the list. And every time somebody's looking at it, you know, and I guarantee you there's probably hundreds of people looking at my items. I've got over 400 items listed on my Vinted. They will see my website. And, you know, that's not the end. And then every time I would talk and have a chat with somebody, I would say, well, I have a store and I sell lots of jewelry. Come check it out. Have a chat with them. Trust me, Vinted will not ban you for this. You can tell them to go on the website and check out more stuff. Yeah, it's totally legal. Nobody's gonna ban you. And then guess what? My brand has YouTube. So if I have an item, I could just send them the link to my video in the chat if they're interested, and bang, they're on my shop's YouTube channel and they're looking at probably other videos of my brand, and I could see the sense of my brand. Sales up. And I hope this provides you with enough tips how to use Vinted to influence your brand and increase sales in your own business, or start a brand, start a shop. Let me know in the comments below if you ever think of something like this. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's something innovative? I'd like to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to stay in touch and give you more tips on how to resell, start a business, grow a business, sell the business, and all things home-based income. Thank you.